So today I'm pretty excited. I just got these basketball cards in the mail. I just opened them about 5 minutes ago. Uh, I'm really excited because these basketball cards are from like the early '90s, and as a kid, I watched a lot of basketball. In my opinion, the mid '80s and the late '80s was the golden age of basketball. You know, there were so many superstars back then. You had Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, Dr. J. Um, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley. So, there were so many superstars back then compared to today when there's probably only a handful of superstars. But I just remember watching basketball on CBS over the weekend. And then on Thursdays and Tuesdays, I would watch the NBA on TNT. It was just a great time. And, back then I just watched a lot of basketball. So, like, the first card on here is Reggie Lewis. Man, let me tell you something about Reggie Lewis, man. One of the most underrated players of all time, man. Made the All-Star team a few years. He was going to carry the torch after Larry Bird retired, and he was on his way to becoming a big star. Huge star. I mean, unfortunately, man, he passed away. I remember the day he died too, man. I remember seeing Rick Fox crying. Dee Brown was in tears. Because he had a heart ailment, and I guess things came to worse when during the playoffs in '94 against Charlotte, and I remember him passing out on the court, man. And I thought everything was all good, and he would be back, in a few days or whatnot. But fortunately, he never returned. And I remember one day he was shooting baskets. I want to say a couple months later, and he just collapsed, man. Died of a heart ailment right there, man. It was a sad day. He's got his number hanging up in the Boston Stadium in the Gardens, and it was just a tough time, man, because I was young and I kind of looked up to him, man. And next card we got is Jerome Kersey. Oh, Mercy Kersey. I actually got a chance to meet him. I went to a game in 2003. Matter of fact, LeBron James was playing. I think it was LeBron James' third game ever, and it was in Portland. And I went to the game, and after the game, this is when Portland was pretty good too, man. They had Damon Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace, and I remember after the game, I went on the court, and there was Jerome Kersey standing there next to Jim Paxson, who I believe at the time was the general manager. And I went up to Jerome, started talking to him. Very nice guy, man. Very nice guy. Took a picture with him. To this day, I cannot find that goddamn picture. I can find everything in the house but that goddamn picture of him. And unfortunately, Kersey, he passed away a few years ago. I forgot what he passed away from. It might have been a blood clot or something. But he was a good ball player, man. He could shoot, rebound. He can dunk. I remember him dunking a lot. It was a sad day too, man, when he passed away, because I actually had a chance to meet him in person and talk to him. All right, next it is John Shasky. Okay, I have never heard of John Shasky. Looks like he played with the Heat. Got the short shorts on, Johnny Dawkins. He used to play with Duke. I remember him when he used to play with the Sixers. He had a sweet jumper, left-handed guy. Played with Barkley. solid ball player, smooth ball player. Dennis Hopson. I remember Dennis Hopson, early '90s. He used to play with the Bulls. He averaged about 8 points a game. He didn't contribute that much, but I remember him complaining a lot about playing time. And I remember the Bulls trading him for Bobby Hansen. Bobby Hansen, who was a good ball player. He had his glory days with the Jazz, Bobby Hansen. But I know Dennis Hopson, went to Ohio State, one of the better players in Ohio State history. We got Bernie Bickerstaff, the coach. I know he used to coach with Seattle. Always had the nice suits on. I know his son is coaching too. I don't know what team he's coaching, but he's doing his thing. Dwayne Pearl Washington. I haven't seen him play that much, but I've heard stories about Dwayne Pearl Washington. I knew he grew up in New York. Playground legend. I know he had some good years with Syracuse. He was a wizard with the basketball, and I just heard a lot of stories about him on the playgrounds. And I heard he was a hell of a ball player. Unfortunately, he passed away too. A lot of players that have passed away on these cards I got, man. And, I know it might be it might be a jinx. And we got Kurt Rambis here. He had his best years with the Lakers. Remember watching him as a kid. I remember him diving in the stands a lot, man. He was a hustler. We got Charles Oakley. Michael Jordan's personal bodyguard. Mean guy, got in a lot of fights. I remember him fighting Rick Mahorn, Barkley. I remember Barkley slapped him on live TV one time, and then Oakley, him and Barkley went at it at where the Phoenix Suns used to play, and then him and Barkley got into it again in the preseason, and that was a good old Donnybrook. Got my man Neek, human highlight film, like All-Star Weekend card. Jeff Lamp. I have never heard of Jeff Lamp. Kind of looks like Sarunas Marcelunas a little bit. I got Walter Berry. Don't know too much about Walter Berry. I heard he used to play with the Spurs, though. And my man Harvey Grant, good ball player, the brother of Horace, twin brother of Horace. I know he went to Oklahoma State. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know he went to either University of Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. It might have been Oklahoma State, but he had a sweet jumper. Good ball player. He didn't play that long, though. He probably played 8 years or so. But he wasn't better than Horace, but he was pretty decent ball player.